Kicking the Breeze B Magic Part 2. Action.
Hi, we're back. We're gonna give people a few minutes to come back on. Hey, where is Jennifer?
She's getting her nails done now.
Jennifer is
I got
getting
the
her.
whole today.
Oh Lord! Does somebody want to take Jennifer's spot?
She was over here kicking me.
Kicking you for what?
Tell me to stop.
She's away.
Ain't no sunshine when she gone, you know.
Ain't no sunshine when
When she
it's
try to help
gone.
you get on your feet.
And
take you
he's
to the dentist,
always gone too
fix your
long.
teeth, got your first haircut.
Anytime he goes
Then
away.
you want to act a fool.
Anytime he goes away. Hey. Where he's gone.
Y'all out here looking for Build-A-Bear Workshop.
Girl, you are so bad, Amanda.
Yes, I am.
Kicking the Breeze, Part 2. Black women or women who are business owners, hey Jay, who are business owners, dating or married. And we're talking about the downfalls of that, because a lot of times men sometimes don't want their women to excel, or they don't know how to excel a woman excelling. They think that if that woman excels, then she's going to leave him behind. Most of the time, the only time a woman really wants to leave that man behind is when he has been mean, nasty, or low down, or not willing to learn. Now, have you ever been out with a man and been embarrassed by his actions? And if so, what were some of those actions that were embarrassing to you?
I used to be with a man that didn't know how to communicate for himself. So he wouldn't speak up at all. So even if he felt uncomfortable with something, he would talk
Get
to
on
me
the
about
camera
it.
a little bit. Y'all
He
remember?
would talk to me about it one-on-one, but he wouldn't address it to the people that he was affected by.
Oh, so he was kind of like, he would talk about them behind their back, but not to their face.
Yeah, he was the type of person that liked to play the victim a lot and didn't like to take accountability.
This man time.
And nothing worse than a crying man. Man that cry all the time. I don't mind you crying sometimes, showing that you're real, but you got to cry all the time.
Yeah.
Amanda, you ever been out with a man that embarrassed you, and if so, how did he embarrass you?
Baby.
Oh, baby.
I quit doing the blind date situation. I let my friend, she ain't my friend no more, set me up on the blind date, and we went out. And in his mind, like, this restaurant that we went to was like so super fancy, and he trying to pronounce stuff on the menu that was not correct, and I'm just sitting there like, can this be over at any time? And I still said, okay, maybe he was nervous, let me give him a second chance. Y'all, it just didn't work.
Was the words hard?
No.
Well,
Because you can Google filet mignon.
well,
You can Google asparagus.
I mean,
You can
think
Google
that was
anything.
embarrassing?
It's to
Well,
me,
I think
it
I
was.
like that he tried.
yeah. Well, see, some women, well, like Marvin said, he wants a woman that knows how to read and pronounce her words.
I mean,
And ain't nothing wrong with
I would
that.
have asked the person.
What
in
Marvin
front of me,
say,
tell me
smile
this
in
what
your
I'm saying
face,
is the right way.
and all the time they want to take your place, the backstabbers. Yeah, you got people like that, Marvin, that's true. But let me tell y'all something. I've been married like 40 years. When I first got with my husband, he was embarrassing at times. I'm not going to lie, so I'm not going to say I've been with a man and I just left him because he was embarrassing. No, I'm still with him. But he's not embarrassing anymore because he learned a better way. What he used to do, because, you know, a pastor was kind of shapely and stuff, and when he would see men, they would just be disrespectful. They would look in his face. He wants to turn around and cuss them out and wants to fight. Well, you know, we were both hood, but I wasn't hood like that. You know, and so as I began to elevate through education and experiences, that just was not for me. And then I realized where I like certain things, he doesn't like certain things. You can't change a person if they don't like certain things. I like long gowns and tuxedos and evenings out. He doesn't like it, but I didn't let that stop me.
Now, you create a Frankenstein and you be mad, you be more unhappy later.
Hey, Davida.
Trying to change somebody and recreate them instead of allowing them to be who they are and grow from there. Don't
Yeah.
try to recreate it.
And let me interject this right here. We have a young lady who said something that maybe we took the wrong way.
No, I didn't.
I'm going to clean it up a little bit. Maybe we took it the wrong way. But she turned around and said that's not necessarily what she meant.
No.
We're going to let her explain herself.
We was talking about what we like to do. I meant swallow him, like devour him. Not swallow, but swallow him.
She's
So
cleaning
don't try to
it
go in my
up.
inbox because I got
wait, you still not helping. Go more
Like,
than
I understood
like devour,
let-
like be, like take control, like be in charge, like
Okay.
devour him, like
I'll fix
She
it
likes-
for
she
you,
wants
baby.
control.
I'll fix it for the baby. Let me fix it for the baby.
Clean it up.
She came in the midst of our conversation.
At the right time.
And at a particular point, I believe the enemy set her up. I'm going to say it. And she said, I like to, because this one was saying that she possibly, when she get married, she want to beat her husband, tie him up and whoop him a little bit. Then we had another one back there that said that she likes to bite them. Then she jumped in and she said, I like to swallow them. She just said swallow. I put them in there. And then was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And so then she came back and she said, I didn't mean it like that. I meant, like devour them. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, take control of a situation, just everything. Kind of basically, I'm trying to fix it.
That's my sister,
Whoop
Marvin.
his manhood and everything. That's abuse. Marvin, to devour him would be abuse. Thank you, Marvin,
That
for
is her
helping us
getting-
clean it up. You're such a
That
sweetheart.
is her getting multi-card discounts.
Wait a minute. Somebody said, ain't going to, what's that with a man fighting from? Amanda, come get this woman.
I can't
Young. Girl, get your little young self over
You
here.
just want to see me walk.
Girl, I don't need to see you walk. I can walk myself. Get,
Ain't nothing wrong with the man fighting for his woman. Oh, young Mary used to be that man when younger.
oh,
What?
you talking about my husband. But he wasn't fighting for me. He was just tripping because maybe he thought I would have a wandering eye. And a lot of times men are embarrassing. Some of that stuff is embarrassing. You want to get out in public and you want to cuss and you want to act a fool and use very foul language. Just like some men don't like cursing women or cussing. And put like that, cussing women. There are women who don't like cussing men. And some men just naturally want to get aggressive and fight. And I had moved away from that. So that is embarrassing. If there's a man, if you think that your woman has a wandering eye or something like that, don't cuss her out. Don't try to jump on her, anything like that. Talk about it. Like you said, you want a man that can communicate.
And comprehend.
Communicate and comprehend. Comprehend means you understand. Hey, man in the back. That means you understand
My mama,
what's being said.
I want to get in on some of this too. So,
Yeah.
understand something. We're not saying, because we talked about standards last week, right? Kind of
Yeah.
like, can you hold that back? So here you have entrepreneur business women who can in so many ways say, hey, I almost have it all. And what we are saying, because I'm going to say we,
Go ahead.
what we are saying is we want intellect. We want intellectual stimulation. We want something that we can take a hold of and even give you something to take a hold of, and let's move it to the next level. We're not saying you got to be PhD'd up. We're not saying you have to be a rocket scientist. There's so much stuff that we're not saying you have to be, but then you turn around and you have a man, intellectual man, a man in business, and act like I got to be, I don't know, Michelle Obama or something, and that's not fair.
It's
That's
not.
not fair because there are so many times we as women take in men. Brother, let me tell you something. If you got roommates, you homeless, bro, and y'all move in our houses, homes, apartments, and we tolerate that. If you share a car with somebody, you don't have a car. You are a TLC scrub, and that's just what's real.
I won't
But-
call you all of that. I won't do that. No. I won't do that.
But when it
because
comes to women, it's like, oh, she gotta be this and she gotta be that.
I
And
agree
that's
with
why
that.
all this plastic surgery and all of this craziness is going on, because it's like this is all the things she gotta be. I don't see y'all out there visiting Dr. Miami to get them inches. So why we gotta, get that snapback P. Diddy style and all of that? Like
Marvin says we bring intellectual intellectual man with masters and can be gangster too with good, excellent credit. Okay, Marvin, put yourself out there. You saying that you can be that man, you can be that all the way around man. Okay, I hear you. It's a pitiful dog that don't wag its own tail. I ain't mad at you. That's what you better be. That's
Marvin,
right.
line the men up because I would like to see them.
Oh, she said she would like to meet them, Marvin. Are you in the running, Marvin? I done told him you're not a duck, okay?
She tall too, Marvin.
Yeah, she's tall and she's intellectual. She got it going on.
She got a nice car.
Hey, why you keep saying
I
that,
don't know.
man?
It's funny.
Do me a favor, come over and see what she wants.
Okay.
Let me ask you something else. And this is another thing about men and their downfalls when it comes to women trying to step it up. Why you doing all that? Why you trying to impress other people? It's not about impressing anybody. It's about moving forward. What Marvin said, with own home, car, and own money. Yeah, that's fine. But you know what? It's not always about the woman having, because biblically, for some of y'all Christians that want to get there, let me tell you this. Man is not supposed to move into a woman's house. He's supposed to already have that prepared to move her in. And when she gets there, it's my house. It becomes their house because he has provided a house, and she's going to make that house, guess what, a home.
Hello.
That's how that goes. You know, so a lot of the men in church and things of that nature saying all kind of stuff. Come on now. Let's get this thing right. So how you feel about that? If you was with a man and he moved you into his house and all of a sudden he tell you don't touch this and don't touch that and he don't want the draperies changed even though they've been up here 25 years and they rotted.
I mean, me per se, what I would want me and a guy and I to move in together and to be fresh for the both of us. You're not putting me out, I'm not putting you out. We got this together. We're building this together. It will have to be new. You can't move in and I'm not moving in.
See, that's just crazy. It doesn't make sense. Now, before we go to this other part, this is what I want to say. You were saying that your previous, I'm not going to say lover, your previous love interest,
Her last victim.
he was not a victim. A person that you wanted to grow with,
Yes.
you wanted to succeed with, that his family got involved.
Yes.
Because a lot of times there is interference when it comes to family. Some, believe it or not, now I'm not talking about yours in particular, I'm talking about just in general. Sometimes there are women who have never had a good relationship with a man, and they see their sons or their brothers or whomever that are related to them being good to other women, providing things for them, and they get a jealous spirit.
Mamas do that
And
too.
that's what I'm getting ready to. And there are some mothers because they never had a good relationship.
Daddy dogged you out.
Yeah, and so they just feel like that son needs to dog that woman out. Some of you young men, you need, the word of God says this for this reason. A man will leave his mother and his father and cling to his wife. That means, grow with her, be with her, create a family with her, businesses with her, and so you have to know, men, how to tell your mothers, your sisters, your bitter mama, your bitter sister, your bitter auntie, and I'm a woman and not saying it because I done seen it in my own family. So you're not telling me anything that I don't know. I'm telling you the truth. And if you don't like it, just too bad. But you got some bitter females, and they don't want anybody to have a prosperous relationship because they didn't have one. But sometimes that son is blind to that mama because you love her. You can tell your mama to politely to stay in her lane. Not to be all up in your wife's face or your business. And then, number one, don't take your business about your wife over there to your mama. Because your mama going to feel some kind of way anyway because you her baby. So you got all of these dynamics going on, and it's just crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy. So you had to suffer that. So how they feeling now since you're successful? I bet somebody said, I told you that girl was going to be somebody, but you didn't want to listen. That's how they do.
What's that
I mean, like,
movie?
during the time that we were together, his family was so convinced that I was using him. I'm like, we got together when we were 20. We both didn't have anything. Like, my mind was further than his, so everything that he had, I would just enhance it, like, motivating him, making sure things get done, like, just handling it. And his family would convince him at the time I didn't work. And like you said, like, both of our parents weren't married. We didn't see a good example of a marriage. So as we were trying to figure out on our own, his mother was always like, oh, well, she's taking advantage of you. She's using you. She's doing all of these things. But at the same time, neither one of us didn't have any children. We was progressing in our lives. Neither one of us had anything with any records with the police or anything. Like, we were progressing, but we wasn't progressing the way how she wanted us to go. For example, we started talking about life insurance. We started going to these corner classes for real estate to figure out basically how can we grow. And we went to the corner class. The man was telling us a lot of time people of different races are able to build themselves easier because their family leave life insurance policies for them to build growth for them. So it's not that they're rich or they're better than us. Yes, they are privileged, but at the same time, their family think ahead of the game. So we started to discuss it. His mother convinced him I was trying to kill him.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. She told him, she gonna kill you, boy. Don't you see the hand right there on the wall? She gonna poison you. She gonna find somebody to put a hit on you. And that's what we say because that's all we know. So that's something to think about.
And I figured, like, we have insurance on our cell phones. We had renter's insurance on our home. We had insurance on our car. We can't even put insurance on our lives.
Well, that's how it is sometimes.
Those are material things, but imagine the people like you drive a Mercedes, he driving a Mercedes, y'all live good, but we need a GoFundMe when we die.
Is he driving a Mercedes now?
Yeah, he has a Mercedes. Well, it was my Mercedes that I used to have. He wanted it back so bad, so I gave it to him. And got me a truck.
That don't count.
It don't count.
He bought it for me.
It don't count. Because y'all already had it together,
I'm not asleep. I'm listening.
We
When I
already
be quiet, you want to bother me.
He said, wake up, Amanda. No, this is some serious talk right here.
Good
So now that, because you got a lot going for you. Oh my gosh, a lot. Do you have a lot of men that you find approach you once they find out you are single and you have a business?
See, like, I have a friend that owns a hookah bar / restaurant next door. So we go over there a lot. The men flock everywhere. I learned to stop telling men that I own a business because automatically to them it's like she's rich, but it's just one person that had a goal, had a dream, and they stuck to it. So it doesn't mean that I'm financially stable for myself, but I wouldn't involve a kid and a man and then say that would be stability right there. But all the men, even my family, just everybody just think that I'm rich just because I have a building. But I think they're rich because you have a consistent paycheck. You always know how much you're getting paid every week. I can go from making a lot of money one day to making none at all.
Marvin said, what you say? She pretty. You said he petty.
Yeah.
He petty. Who's petty?
The guy.
Oh, the man. He is petty. Marvin, I need to put my glasses on because I thought you was calling her pretty. I thought you was finna bust your move right there, But, do you find that some men are shy and don't want to come around because they don't know how to?
Yeah, a lot of men, like, my time is a little bit more flexible than guys. So sometimes they like, well, I try to reach you all day and I only have certain times in the day, but you're a business owner. So you should be more flexible with your time. And it's just like, catch me if you can.
But what they don't realize, just because your time is flexible doesn't mean that you're not making use of your time.
Exactly.
And sometimes our men don't understand that because and this I have heard this so often. You work in an office, so therefore your work is not as strenuous as mine. And I done had to check her. When Mama said she's pretty, got a cute smile. He said you pretty, got a cute smile. All right,
we got 4 more minutes, Marvin, with all of that.
She said we got 4 more minutes before this is over with. But, it's like, man, this is a big issue. I just wish men would not become insecure or not be so insecure. And some of you men, believe it or not, have been raised to be insecure from a small lad. You have to make the most money. You have to. Nobody's saying that you can't provide, huh?
I said this is part 3.
Yeah.
Come back.
We can come back. She wants to, hey, we can do a part 3. We'll do this. As a matter of fact, we'll accept if we don't have anything booked for next week, we can come back next week. Tell Amanda to miss me with all of that. Okay, Marvin. I'm telling her. Well, y'all, we're going to have a part 3 of this, and we're going to have some more guests at the same location.
We're
So,
gonna get extra real.
uh-oh. She said we're going to get extra
What y'all
real.
want to know?
So if you couldn't handle this, and so when they start the phone calls, just tell them. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. How my grandkids say, you in my business? Don't do that. I like that. Talk to you next time on Kickin' the Breezz. Hey, love you guys. Wait a minute, how real can it get? It can get real, Marvin. Pick it up, Marvin.